let's talk about saved profiles. The one thing that I oftentimes do is I want in the morning to run quickly through what people have done and what they've posted on and things like that. Sure, you can go to LinkedIn and you can go to your notifications and you can check out what people have done. And I appreciate the fact that, you can quickly go through and see the things that people have, where people have mentioned you and where they're engaging with you and things like that. I truly do believe that. But I really think that having a way, having a routine to doing this is critically important, because what is in here oftentimes can get buried. So you could say, hey, look, for my posts or my mentions, if I just want to filter down to that, it's easy enough to do that inside of here. And I could certainly just use that. But there are people that I want to engage with that I oftentimes want to track their activity. So here's my old-fashioned way of doing it, and I'll show you the EvyAI way of doing it, which I feel like is more efficient. So if you look at this short list of LinkedIn activity, this has a list of links which take you to the posts page for any one of these individuals. So Eric Ries is fairly public. He's the guy that wrote the Lean Startup, and so he doesn't, in my view, he doesn't post a lot. He posts every couple days or so, and so he does quite often post things where he's interviewed or whatever. And so it's interesting to check out his information, but then also I have the ability to look for things that I want to comment on. If you see kind of the end of my profile, I'm somebody that's really interested in process improvement. And so the Lean Startup is something that I definitely track through time and try and stay engaged, in the communities that are here. And so, you can see Eric is not connected to me. I'm just following him. But I have essentially a list of those kind of people as you go through of things that I want to try and track. There's also marketing and collaborative articles that I want to track as well. And so I have kind of, that list here as well. And so this just gives me like my morning routine of, hey, let's go work through a few of these. And normally I won't just work from top to bottom or whatever. I'll work from bottom to top, or I'll pick, somebody at random, and I'll go into their page and I'll, try and look for something to engage with or comment on. So that's kind of, overall what, what I've done in the past and how I sort of shortcutted this before I had EvyAI. So now that I have EvyAI, I can actually come back here and I could say, hey, look, I've saved these profiles, and you could save a profile a couple of different ways. So let me come back to here just so you can see this, really quickly. So let's say Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't really, follow or I don't have his profile saved today. So if I click this, you can see a little button came up here that says Save Profile. That's enabled by this extension for EvyAI, and it says EvyAI has access to the site. I've given it permission, and in addition to that, I could save Gary's profile, and by clicking this button, what you'll see here, I'll just show you really quickly because I want to make sure I demonstrate this as well. You see that Gary Vaynerchuk is not here, but if I click over here and I click Save Profile, all of a sudden Gary Vaynerchuk is going to show up in that list of profiles. And so if I just refresh this page, you will see that Gary Vaynerchuk is here, and there's all of his information as well in terms of what he is. So that's essentially what that is. Now, if I come over here and I say, hey, look, take me, let's say Joe Applebaum is the CEO of EvyAI, and if I wanted to see his recent activity, I just click Recent Activity, and it pulls me back over here, opens up a new tab, and says, hey, here's his recent activity. So I could look at his posts and his videos and all these sorts of things. And so you could see a lot about EvyAI because, he posts obviously a lot about EvyAI on LinkedIn and using LinkedIn. But anyway, so to me, this is a real game changer, because now instead of having to go to lots of different pages and use tabs and do other things to try and get to people's profiles, I could just do that. Here's the next challenge, though. I have a few of those people in that list that I have not not included in this list yet. And so I want to see how this works. I've not tested this before, so you're going to learn with me here along. But anyway, so I clicked on add a new profile before for the manual ones that I added, and I did first name, last name, LinkedIn profile. I pasted all this manually in there. And then I wanted to upload a CSV file. And so you could see in here, he has download a CSV template. So I downloaded the template first. And Joe has both his name and Tammy's name at the very top here. And so these were already preloaded, and then I added all the rest of these in there. Some of these are duplicates. So Joe is already in there. And I want to see what happens with this. So I'm going to save this file. I'm going to pause it for a second. I'm going to save this file so somewhere where I can find it real quick, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I've saved it. And now if I come back to EvyAI and I say browse to upload the file, let's go select the CSV here. So it is setting on my desktop. I have to move the controls here. I always had trouble with this, but there we go. So it is, I believe, this one. So I'm going to click that one. And then I'm going to open it. It says 2 new profiles been updated. So let's go see who it's added, because that should tell me. So Tammy's in here, Joe's in here, Gary's in here, Joe's in here a second time. So it doesn't eliminate duplicates. So that is an interesting thing to have to know, because essentially if you duplicate a lot of people, then yeah, I mean it will essentially duplicate them as well. And so you probably want to keep that in mind, that if you already have some of the people in the list, you probably want to get your list first, and then eliminate those duplicates so that you're not duplicating them again inside of the tool. So anyway, that is that. But yeah, so I'm going to delete the duplicate, and now I have Tammy, Joe, Gary, etc. And they are all in here. And yeah, I mean, to me, this really makes things helpful. You can also have different lists. So you can have, personal lists. They have influencer. This is already in here. This isn't something that I created, unless this is maybe a part of Gary Vaynerchuk's. I wonder if that's in. No, I thought maybe that might have been in his profile and somehow came in separately. But anyway, so at least you can kind of see that, the way that this tool works is it sort of, allows you to have separate lists as well. So if you wanted to have lists by client or list by industry or list by whatever, you could actually, do that as well. And so, it's interesting to me that you could have, these people included in a particular list, and that would allow them to be included in there. And so I could see that I can edit the names here. I can create new lists. I again might keep influencer just because I have Gary in that list today. You could also say that there are a few other people in my personal network that are considered influencers as well, so I could add them in there. In my personal list, I think I might actually break this down into like possible clients and some others, right? So I could have like a possible. I could have in my, so I have a what do you call it, top 15 list. And this list is people that I want to directly engage with on a regular basis. So I could say in that top 15 list, I want to have certain people as well. And so I'll go back to save profiles. Then what I want to do is I want to go through and say, let's say like Greg Bishko is somebody, and Joe or somebody that I'd like to have in my top 15. So, I'll just apply that and have them, inside of there. And now, when I go through and I select that list, they should be in that list, right? So, top 15, save the list. Okay, So it says they're both in the top 15. I wonder, can you have them in multiple? That would be interesting as well. So let me come back to save profiles. You are learning with me, my friend. So this is not something I've tried before, but let me try. I'm going to highlight these two guys, and I'm going to say that I want to add them to my personal list as well. And so there, yeah, I can have multiple. So again, another powerful tool by being able to have saved profiles. And I was primarily looking at it as the recent activity capability, being the real game changer here. But the reality is that, by having this ability, you can not only see recent activity, you can segregate your list so that you can quickly flip through and almost use it like a personal CRM for LinkedIn. And so whenever you start to think about your saved profiles, this could help you sort of narrow your focus a little bit and make sure that you've got a way to really get down to the key people that you want to engage with. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't yet, please send me a message back. Let me know that whether or not if these videos are really helping you. Also, feel free to ask questions or recommend additional possible videos as well. I'm going to run through a couple more things that I've found really helpful with EvyAI that I think everybody should know about. And I just think that this is something that is truly worth sharing. If you are going to subscribe to EvyAI, please click the link below. It is an affiliate link. I do get a little commission back for that, but also it helps to inform, others like Joe Alphabomb that, hey, people are coming in through my affiliate link. And so, that helps to just inform, him a little bit more as well, that this has been helpful. Thanks a lot for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and take care.